Welcome to the Real Shit Real Estate Podcast. Here to provide you with real shit and valuable content to change your financial future and generations to come. Please welcome your host, Byron the Investor, real estate entrepreneur from Houston, Texas. Oneil J. Parker, real estate entrepreneur from Lafayette, Louisiana. Byron Sellers, one half of the mobile home elite investors, straight from the Shyt. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to the Real Shit Real Estate Podcast. Here to provide you with real shit and valuable content to change your financial future and generations to come. Please welcome your host, Byron the Investor, real estate entrepreneur from Houston, Texas. Oneil J. Parker, real estate entrepreneur from Lafayette, Louisiana. Byron Sellers, one half of the mobile home elite investors, straight from the Shyt. Welcome to today's show.
What up?
What's good?
What's going on, man?
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
How's everything going on y'all end, fellas?
Going good. Just trying to get centered in this camera.
Get your look right, get your angles right.
Happy to be on this week.
You got to get your angles right. How y'all like that new intro, man? That intro sound good?
Oh yeah, it sound really good.
Dope. Well, I want to introduce myself. My name is Byron the Investor. How does my mic sound? My mic sounding good, y'all? If we got somebody in here or not? Okay. So my name is Byron the Investor. Part owner of Wonder U.S. Property Group down here in Houston, Texas, with the homie House buying Brian. And, what we do is we wholesale real estate. That's basically what we do. We wholesale real estate. I also do some new construction on the side, and some and some remodeling, different things of that nature on the side. Some rentals on the side, all that kind of stuff. That's my side business. But pretty much I'm all things real estate, and I would love to pass it on over to the next person in line, which is Oneil Parker. Tell them about yourself, man.
What's up, everybody? I'm Neil Parker from Lafayette, Louisiana, real estate investor. Do quite a few things now. So, started with the wholesaling, still do wholesaling, but my niche is rentals. Also do flips, also do hotel deals. Just started a roofing company, do business credit, and also do credit repair. Got vending
Basically, a
machines.
whole bunch of money coming in.
Man, a few different things, man. A few different things. Not too much, not enough. You never can have enough streams, but we try to create as many streams as possible. So, I got my hands in a few different pots. And that's just me,
No doubt, no doubt.
How about you, Mr. Byron Sellers?
Man, what's going on, everybody? So my name is Mr. Byron Sellers. I'm one half of the mobile home and lead investor. Shout out my queen, Sharnice Williams, making up the other half. What I do, I solely invest in mobile homes and now mobile home parks. We just locked down our first mobile home park. Now working on second and third, so we'll keep y'all posted on that one. And again, just educating people on how to get started in the mobile home sector with little cash. I also dib and dab a little e-commerce, and a little trading here and there. And man, continue just to build the streams. And really, again, this is for us. This podcast is just to really share our knowledge, man, and get y'all right.
No doubt, no doubt. Awesome stuff. So I guess we'll kick this off, man, with what we wanted to talk about today was mindset. And do you have the proper mindset for entrepreneurship, right? Because a lot of times I think we get caught up, right, in the
noise.
The noise. We get caught up in just probably knowledge overload, right? We want to know everything, or we want to we get lazy busy, right? That's a popular one that I've coined, like what I call lazy busy, when you get out here doing a whole bunch of everything that don't produce income. You understand what I'm saying? But you think you call yourself a businessman, but everything is on point but your bank account. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? So it's important to understand these general concepts in terms of, do you have the proper mindset for entrepreneurship? So, Oneil, if you don't mind explaining a little bit of what are some of the key things you feel as a real estate entrepreneur that you found that are must-haves in terms of mindset, right? That you discovered that no matter what, if you ain't got this, you might as well just go ahead and pack your shit up and head on out. What's some of those key things that you've discovered?
The key things really that I know is being a self-starter. So, being able to complete tasks without somebody saying, hey, you better do this shit right now. You know what I mean? So, you waking up knowing, hey, I got to do this, I got to get this shit done. You got to be able to be a self-starter, because when you being an entrepreneur, nobody's holding your hand, letting you know what you have to do, when you have to do it. So if you're not working, you're not getting paid. So that's the number one. Another thing is really just having the mindset of knowing who to be around and who not to be around, because circle of influence will really attack your mindset, attack the things that you're doing. Because if you surround yourself with a lot of people that's not going where you're going or not doing what you're doing, you're going to find yourself being uncomfortable, and you're going to want to make yourself comfortable by doing what they're doing. So that's two things. Man, they got a lot, really, Another thing is what you're doing with your free time. If you're being a couch potato, it's kind of hard to be productive. How you going to make money if you're watching other people make money? So you watching them make money because you're watching their commercials. You're not going to make money like that. You need to start creating your own commercials and branding and marketing your business or whatever you have to, so you can create revenue. You always want somebody watching your commercials. Don't be watching other people's commercials.
No doubt.
What you think, Mr. Byron Sellers?
Man, so Mindset, man. When we talk about mindset, that's the first and foremost thing before anything. Before you get into real estate, any type of investing. So one thing you got to know your purpose, though. You kind of you got to be able to align yourself with your purpose, and what is it? Because if you know your purpose, then no matter what it is, if it's real estate, you can find your niche within real estate to keep you, and then your purpose is going to drive you, right? For example, my purpose is to provide love and affordable housing. So mobile homes is the perfect sector for me because I'm providing affordable housing, and I'm knowing that people need love in this industry in lower income, right?
Exactly.
Also, when you formulate your mindset, you got to be willing to be a student. You got to be willing to student and always learning, right? This is your biggest muscle right here, your mind, right? You can lift as many weights, but we know a lot of people that's dumb as rock, but they just swole, right?
What is it?
But you got to be willing to strengthen your mind daily, consistently, and like you said, Oneil, turning off the TV or watching your own commercials. If you're feeding yourself, the wrong, feeding your mind the wrong food, it's gonna get unhealthy. And so, when it comes to that mindset, you got to be willing to feed your mind the right stuff and the right people, because not everybody's a guru. All right. And you can be able to take your own flavor. You don't have to just do exactly and be how they are, but be able to take the steps that they do, that they pan out. What about you, B? What would you say?
Man, it's funny because Richard Williams, he kind of took the words out of my mouth, you know what I mean? And I would say consistency, for sure consistency. Now, consistency is tricky as an entrepreneur for me, though, because as an entrepreneur, you find a couple things, right? You're going to find things that you are naturally good at, right? The things that you like doing. And those things are going to be 10 times easier to remain consistent at, right? And then you're going to have things that you absolutely hate. You absolutely hate. And those things are going to be much more difficult to be consistent at. So what I found is that through the process of hiring certain people, right, bringing on people to your team can kind of help bridge that gap where some entrepreneurs may feel like they got to be the know-all, be-all, or the super strong on everything, the super powerful and all-knowing on everything. That's not all the time true. Sometimes it's just time to bring on people who are experts at the things that you're weaker at, and they can be consistent with easy, plus you putting them on payroll, opposed to you feeling like you got to be consistent at all things at all times, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So I would say consistency is key. I would say understanding core values, right? Mm-hmm. As a real estate entrepreneur, especially when you start getting into growing a team. And I like to emphasize things based around a team because that's kind of where I'm at with it, right? So I would say understanding core values, tracking your numbers consistently, okay? These things are key. And I feel that so you got core values, tracking your numbers, right? And that's honestly, if you can stick to your core values, hire and fire based on your core values, set up your systems and everything that you do centered around your core values, right? And track your numbers. I think I don't see how you can fail at the business unless you just lack a business that is profitable. But I think in terms of understanding those key concepts, you can run up some serious numbers for sure.
Mm. I want to add something. You just said something if you lack. And the one thing I think is very key is if you lack discipline, right? If you lack discipline, you talked about that core value. If you're not willing to stick to your core value, you lack discipline.
Yes.
Because you can stick to the script. You're not even being obedient to what you need to get done, right? Because you just so busy, like I'm doing it my way. We are operating ways that is willing to tell us, go do this, do that. And it's just being able to discipline yourself to say, all right, let me focus. Let me get this laser focus.
Exactly.
Right.
And
let me ask you. Oh, go ahead, B.
No. Break it down.
Let me ask y'all when y'all think y'all reached that breaking point where, well, that transition where you went from being like, you know, a regular person thinking regular to becoming an entrepreneur, business person? Do y'all remember that time? And if so, let's hear that story.
So for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Mine came kind of at a breaking point. You feel me? Like, so I think every entrepreneur kind of had like those breaking points. You always hear these entrepreneur horror stories, right? And I ain't gonna lie, mine ain't much different. I don't think I had to sleep in a car, homeless. I ain't had that shit going on, right? But but it was almost like I felt like when you go into entrepreneurship, it looks sexy, right? It looks like something easy for anybody to do, right? It looks like, oh man, they you know, everybody doing this, they doing this. It just look easy. And then you get in it, right? And then you realize that it's not as easy as it looks, right? And then you find yourself kind of stuck where you either gonna win or you gonna lose. And you have to choose what you gonna do. You know how to, and I'm talking to the people who vetted the business process. They know how to profit. They know what it's gonna take to lose. They know what it's gonna take to win. They know the steps they're gonna have to take to do whatever they need to do. Once you get to that point, you really have to make that critical decision. And that critical decision a lot of time is, dang, like, I thought this was beautiful. I got punched in the face. I found out it's not as beautiful as it looks on TV or on Instagram. But I got to make a critical decision. And it's whether I'm going to take the fork in the road of success or take that fork in the road of failure. And failure is not as clear cut as most people think. Most people think failure is just as simple as, oh, I'm just going to stop working and just quit. No. Failure is when you start making excuses for the things that you know you should be doing. When you start making excuses for not following through on certain tasks or certain goals that you know you're supposed to be getting done. Failure is when you talk yourself out of sales, when you become a mind reader, when you go on appointments as an entrepreneur and you tell yourself, this seller, he ain't gonna go for this, or this buyer, he ain't gonna go for this, or this one. That's what failure looks like.
That's good.
You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I had to condition my mind to where I'm not going to allow myself to talk myself out. I'm not going to come up with a better excuse as to why I can't do something. I'm going to come up with an excuse as to why I can. I'm going to continue to learn new things and not feel like I know it all, right? I'm going to invest my time and energy into my people, right? Making sure my team got the resources that they need, right? Because it's easy to just kind of tell yourself that you did everything that you can do. You tried everything that you can try. And to me, that's just as much as failure as, you know, just going bankrupt. A lot of times you be failed way before the bankruptcy come. You fail when you start telling yourself and giving yourself these excuses. So that's my thing.
That was good, man. That was good. What about you, Byron?
Man, I think my breaking point was I was at that point when I hated my job. Right? I mean, I used to talk to my mama every day I got off work, and I used to always tell my mama, like, yep, I'm leaving the plantation. And I knew I was a slave for it. I knew I was slaving for the I knew I was slave paying rent. I knew I was slaving, you know what I'm saying, to keep my $525 Cadillac car payment, right? I knew all these things I was slaving for, and I got to a point like where enough is enough, and I got curious. I got tired of hanging with the same people, right? I got tired of being the one asking, like, man, this got to be better. I got tired of being with my circle, and like 5 days after payday, we like, man, I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. I got tired of those conversations. And that's when I'm just like, nah, something gotta change. Yeah, man. And it was uncomfortable, man. And I remember going through a point where, you know, I was telling people for the longest I was talking, like, yeah, I'm trying to get into real estate. I kept on talking. I'm getting into real estate. I'm gonna get me a multi-family, right? Like that was gonna save my life. Huh?
How long you was talking about? Like 2 years, 6 months, 3 days?
Really about a year and a half.
So why you started?
Huh? Say it again.
So why you think you never started? You know, you're talking about a year and I don't think you started like 2 days after, you know, you was telling people about it.
Fear. Hands down, fear. I was scared. I was scared to go get told no, or I was scared to go get direction. I was that smart dummy, right? That I could talk about real estate. I was up there, talking about, oh yeah, I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book and all this kind of stuff, and trying to put my friends on. You need to go get property. You need to go get property. But I wasn't doing nothing. I was a talker, right? And I got tired of being a fraud, because that's what I started realizing. I was a fraud. And when that hit, that's when I'm just like, okay, it's time to scale back. I started going in my head. I turned off the TV. Right, I took I sold my PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you're a 2K fan.
Oh, bro, listen, that was the only way I made extra money about gambling on 2K.
Damn,
that was my little side chain.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people ready to give up that game, man. They got grown ass men playing the games all day.
No doubt.
Listen, if you ain't on Twitch making money, give it up.
Give it.
Thanks.
Straight up.
At least doing games for $100.
Yeah. I just like to play with that button. Y'all see that, right? Hey, that button. Hey, yeah, man, I'm excited. But yeah,
for me,
man,
I had 2 shifts. So I had one when I was 23. So when I first got into real estate, I think I was getting paid like $46,000 at the time. That's straight money for a 23-year-old. But my mindset was like, nah, this ain't enough. So then I started, looking up big ways to make money. Real estate came up, and then in 4 months I made $50,000. So basically, I made more of my side business than I made my full-time job. So I was hustling, you know what I mean? I had it on my mind that I'm about to get it no matter what. So during that time, I was working crazy hours, 12 to 14 hours a day. After that, go to home, right? We buy houses on the signs, drive, go put out the signs, come back home by 12:30, 1 o'clock, wake up again at 5. And then I started flipping, getting into rentals. Once I got a few rentals, I can't lie, I got comfortable. Because I still had a full-time job. I was making money with the rentals, still flipping here and there, and still doing wholesales here and there. So I got comfortable. But moving forward to like November of 19, it sparked again. So now, I'm working like I was back then at 16. And then, the people that's on here, I never told nobody on the internet yet, but I did quit my job. It's been over a month.
How you liking that so far, man?
Shit, I've been making all kinds of money, dog. I can't lie.
Freedom.
So, and another thing, like the last 4 months, like I never thought about quitting my job because I really enjoyed my job. But the last 4 months, I was like, man, as soon as they tell me some dumb shit, I'm out. So, as soon as they tell me some dumb shit,
something she ain't like.
So,
Oneil, look, I want to commend you, bro, because you said you did this at 23.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
My mind was getting clicked at 30, actually 31.
Yeah.
If I would have made, I'm gonna be real, if I would have made 50 G's at 23,
you was out.
I'm sure somebody would have had my money. Like I would have blew it all, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Be honest,
you would have been in Magic City making it rain.
Oh, bro, 50 G's at 23? Nah, bro, I'd have been cocky. You couldn't tell me nothing. I'd have been bad, bro. He put me in the position. He had me wait, and that's for some of y'all just gonna listen to this. Y'all ain't ready for that, and that's why we having this mindset.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
he was ready at 23.
Tell me this though,
right.
Oneil. Tell me this though. Now let's get back to the mindset. You know what I mean? So 50,000, right? What made you say? I got 50,000, but I'm not finna go spend this on
bullshit.
A new Benz.
All right. So going back to me growing up, my parents always like save your money and never get a credit card. So I really grew up that way. I never really bought shit just to buy it. So When I was like 12, 13, my grandpa had a cement company. We worked for my grandpa, get like $250 a week. 12, 13, that's a lot of money. So majority of that time, I'll probably spend $50, save $200. So I was always a saver. So I'm not really into flashy stuff at all because I'm very low key. I don't like people know what I'm doing. I don't want nobody to know where I live. You know what I mean? So flashy stuff don't excite me because clothes is clothes at the end of the day. Yeah. Like a $200 shirt. Why pay $200 for a shirt that's made the same factory where the $4 shirt made? Like you got to think beyond that.
Yeah.
Like I'm also like I never had an apartment. I went from my parents' house straight to my house because I always had the mindset of why would I get somebody else rich if I can get myself rich with equity?
Wow.
So I just always had that mindset, and that mindset came from I don't know. I guess me growing up. My grandpa was an entrepreneur. My dad was an entrepreneur. So just followed the path. I guess it was in my blood, but not really.
You feel like it was culture. It was family culture. Family culture.
Bits and pieces, and it's myself too, because
well, of course, it's all you. But I'm saying, a lot of times, when you think mindset, right? When you think mindset, a lot of times those things that those soft skills, those soft, really soft skills and soft understandings, a lot of that come from our environment, the things that we've seen, the things that we've seen other people endure or overcome, right? So a lot of times when you look at that, it was things that you probably heard growing up in the family, right? That kind of put you on without necessarily putting you on. You didn't even know you was being put on. It was just kind of like, this is just what we do. You know what I'm saying?
It's about what you see all the time and what you feed your brain. So if you're looking at different things all the time, that's going in and out your brain. So that's all your brain really knows. So, growing up, I was watching my dad. He always had an old vehicle. He bought his first brand new vehicle at the age of like 52.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's powerful.
Things like that. That's powerful. And then we went from my dad bought a house for my grandparents. That shit was like 800 square feet, family of 5. Wow. And then he went from that to building a house for 4,300 square feet. So it's things like that.
That I look at. Delayed gratification.
Like their pool house is the same house as the house that we lived in.
Wow. Let's get these likes up. You know what I mean? I see we got a couple people in here, but let's go ahead and get the likes up. And also let us know where you from. Rep your city. Rep your city. You know what I'm saying? All four of y'all. Rep your city. Hit the like button. All 5 of y'all. Hey, rep your city. I just want to see what where everybody at. You know what I mean? This is new. And also, if you don't mind, let us know how we sounding. You know what I mean? I want to know, because last time I thought I sounded good, but my mic was loud. It was crazy. I just want to make sure we good. Yes, it did. But anyway, so I like how Oneil broke down that legacy. You know what I mean? Because see, I'm real big on legacy. That's a beautiful thing. And when you look at legacy, a lot of people look at legacy just as a money thing, right? Sometimes legacy is more than just money, right? Because if you look at look at where Oneil is, he's a perfect example. He's 23, Lafayette in the building. Hold up, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right. What up, class? What up?
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that mindset, coming from hold on, when you look at that mindset of Paul up at H-Town, hold up, man. Richard Williams, man, that's 100, man. Opelousas in the building. Hold up, man. We
running deep in him. Yeah, Richard.
So the beautiful thing, a lot of times, like I was saying, a lot of people look at legacy as just a money thing, but a lot of times just being there for your seeds sometimes makes a big difference too, because Bronx in the building.
The Bronx.
Hold up, man. You know what I mean? That's dope. Yeah. Javon. So passing down, what does legacy mean to y'all in terms of mindset, and what does that passing down those entrepreneurial, game and knowledge and all those things. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying, to y'all as entrepreneurs?
I would say, for me, so I guess since I'm the only one on here that got kids, is actually spending time with your kids and actually pouring into them. So, a lot of people in the business we're in the real estate business. So the things that we see is we target direct to seller, distressed sellers. So, these sellers, old men, 70, old and white, let's just say they got 70 rental homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as we know, they don't really pour into their kids because their kids don't want to have nothing to do with the business. So what I'm going to do differently, my daughter right now is 6. So probably when she turns 7, well, she know what I do now, but when she turns 7, she will come to the houses. You know what I mean? She gonna see us. Well, she see it now because her mom is a property manager. She know when we go pick up rent. She know when we go in neighborhood. She be like, nah, that's not a neighborhood. But the things that I did for them is a lot different because me growing up to the age of 9, I had to share a room with my brother. But what I did different, at 21, she had her own room. I got 3 kids now; they all got their own room. So growing up is a lot different. So if you watch it, I'm not gonna say watch your parents because everybody's parents are doing the right thing.
I think you gotta say that again, man. Wait a minute, you gotta bring that back, bro. Hold up. Hold up. You say you grew up. You say, wait a minute, break that down again. Break that down.
So I grew up until the age of 8 or 9, sharing a room with my brother.
Okay. And you said at the age of what? At the age of what?
At the age 8 or 9. So at the age of 21, my daughter had her own room.
in her own house, right? Because you're not renting.
In her own room. Right. Okay. And there's things to look at. So legacy is you want to be better than the person before you. So I'm doing better than my dad, and I want my kids to be better than me. So they need to have a crib at 18. You know what I mean? There's the things people need to look at. Like, how could I be better than the person that raised me or the person that guided me through life? Because if I'm not getting better than them, then I'm not doing the right thing as myself.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful
You really
thing.
feel it. That's my thoughts on legacy and generational wealth and things like that.
Ah, that's beautiful. Man, that's a beautiful thing. Especially when it comes to mindset. Do we have anybody that have any questions right now that we can answer that'll help you directly in your business? I know we talking mindset, but at the end of the day, I know it's a lot of people that's new to real estate that want to get into real estate, who want to understand how to, build a business. You know what I mean? To where you doing, because I ain't gonna lie, I went from making 6 figures on a job to making 6 figures in a month with a real estate company. You know what I mean? And so
3 years.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? In less than 3 years. Less than 3 years. You know what I mean? In 2 years.
Yeah.
So but I ain't gonna lie, I can't take all of the credit and make it seem like I just went from there. It was like went from here to here. I've had several businesses growing up, you know what I mean? And I failed at a lot of businesses, you know what I mean? So it's not, and a lot of it, when I look back, it all boils down to mindset. I did not have, I ain't gonna say it was just mindset. I think it was mindset, knowledge, right? I would say some of my biggest failures I would contribute to not reaching out to other people that were smarter than me or who were not necessarily smarter than me. That's another thing. Bro. That's another thing that I think, especially when you consider yourself an intellectual, sometimes it's not about being so smart. Sometimes you can be the smartest person in the room, but still be around people who make more money than you that ain't smarter than you. And it's not about knowing, IQ wise what to do. Sometimes it's about knowing exactly that specialized knowledge to make the money in that particular space. You know what I mean? And so
it's good to know to go find that missing piece, no matter who it's coming from.
Exactly. And a lot of times what I find in business, it don't be the big picture where you make or lose money. It be the little smaller tweaks. Like it'd be like literally one little small tweak that you don't even know that you don't know, right? That'll transform your business from doing $1,000 a month to over 6 figures a month. It don't be a lot.
You be mad at yourself. It be right in your face too.
Right.
And when you figure it out, you like, yo, like this is all I needed. You know what I mean? And it's not even like it's a cheat code. A lot of times it just be
You just don't know.
sometimes you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You know what I
And
mean?
you know how you overcome that is surrounding yourself with people that's doing what you do, doing better than you, and you can also learn from the people that's not doing as good as you.
Exactly. It's critical.
Right.
It's critical.
Right.
So Byron, tell me this. What are some of those things you feel like mindset wise, right? That helped you hit that switch to success? Like what are some of those limiting beliefs? What are some of those things that you had to overcome, or just some of those switches that you feel like was like, okay, once you figured that out, boom.
Yeah, for sure. So my biggest thing was I basically put real estate to the side and I pushed everything to personal development. I made everything about to myself. I understand myself. I didn't even know my identity. My identity was basically my environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, coming from Chicago, that gangster mentality. You know, Chicago, we kind of flashy at times. You know, just like, and so wanting to be in the in crowd, I had to separate myself and kind of find out who is Byron. And I really started doing internal work and honestly, like, start dealing with things in my past that was still coming up, because a lot of things with mindset, most people was blocked by their own past because they failed. You talked about it earlier, right? They may failed or something like that, or something didn't work, and some traumatic happened, and that just put them in a brick wall, and they feel like they got limited belief. They don't believe they can do it because that didn't happen then, and they don't know how to become present. And that was another thing I had to learn too, was just about present. I ain't know like if somebody was like, "What's present?" I'm like, "What, a gift?" I don't know what you asking me, right?
Yeah.
I understand to be in the moment, to live in the moment, right? Because as humans, we normally talk in either past tense or we talk in the future tense, but we rarely stay here in the present. So it was a lot of work, and when I left, I got fired March 3rd, 2017. I had about $17,000 saved up. I spent $15,000 on personal development. I went through a life coaching program.
After you quit?
After I quit.
Whoa! Hey, that's balls, bro.
Let me ask you this.
When you spend 15 bands after you quit your job, break that down. Hold on.
Yeah,
it's a couple quick things that you hold on. Before we even look, it's a couple things. I want to talk about this $15,000 you spent after you quit your job. What the fuck? All right, so I want to talk about that. Yo, I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about this present thing, because I think you hit on something, right, that is critical, bro. That is so critical, because as entrepreneurs, it's easy for one to get stuck in the past, right? That past failure creeps into your mind, and it tells you that you ain't shit. It tells you that you always lose. It tells you all of this bullshit, right? Right? Can I get an amen?
No, you gotta hit the horn.
I get an amen. Okay. All right. So I got an amen. So that past, that's what usually the past mind keeps you there. The future mind tells you that you can't enjoy where you at. Right. So the process becomes cumbersome. You never really enjoying. You're always working towards. You never really embracing the experience, right? So it's almost like you're working for nothing. Am I hitting on something?
No, fact.
Okay.
It's all facts, bro.
Okay. And then you said something about the 15,000 after you quit.
Yeah,
can you explain can you explain what your concept, when you say in the present, what that, break down that concept, and then we'll talk about that 15,000.
For sure.
We gotta do
the concept of being present is like how you talked about, like everything that you said, right? That the negative thoughts and things like that, that is just a horror story that you told yourself.
Yes.
That's internal. But the reality of it, none of that is true. None of it's true.
So that's fear and disbelief.
It's disbelief. It's not true. You just created this story and now you believe your story versus actually being in the now, right? So the now is when you can literally, everybody on here, 8 people on here, when you can sit here and decide right now and say, I want to control my life. I'm no longer going to do this, right? Because it's the mindset. It's the mind that tells you that your mind will try to convince you that if something is wrong, that is right, right? Your mind is, that's how powerful your mind is. But if you take this God-given gift that we have and being able to just sit down and realize, everybody right now, just look around, look where you at. You right here, right now. Right here, right now. Whatever problem you had or whatever has been forming in your mind, it ain't real right now. That's the reality. Reality is what you doing right now. Me raising my hands like this. That's my reality right now. Staying in this moment allows me to create.
So do you do that sober? Is that like something that you could do sober? How like I'm trying to understand, like, is that I'm just messing with you. Because the reason why I say that is because, I know a lot of people end up resorting to the drugs, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. They resort to drugs in order to not hardcore drugs. I ain't talking about hardcore drugs. I'm talking about,
even drinking and weed.
Yeah, drinking and weed, a lot of times to erase the past demons or that demon that creeps in the mind and tells you that you're a failure. It tells you that, your last business wasn't shit. So this one, I don't see why this one's gonna be any different. So what are you doing for coping, or what are you doing to alleviate that? Because I know we saying that, you just got to forget about that. No, it's deeper than that. It's a process. How do you coach your mind to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to understand. I want to hear that from you and Oneil.
Yeah. So everybody on here, I'm gonna tell y'all a good exercise. What I learned, it's called a clearing exercise. Mm-hmm. And what it is when you in that funk, right? And you're not feeling yourself and you down on yourself, take a second, go wherever, somewhere quiet, say everything out loud. So say they talk about the words I am is very powerful. Mm-hmm. So let's say you feel like I'm stupid, I ain't worthy, ain't nobody want me, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, and you say everything that come to you. And then what you need to ask yourself is that a fact or is that an interpretation? See, when you're able to decipher what is a fact, because a fact is you're not stupid, because you can become smart. Right? Mm-hmm. A fact is that you're not ugly because there's somebody you find as hell. The fact is, and so you start looking at, you start creating, you start seeing interpretations, right? That's just an interpretation that I'm dumb. That's just, I interpreted that. That's not really real. And it's just practice. And again, that's just one way to do it. But when you're able to start discerning and again, it's practice. This is a muscle. So just like if I'm going to shoot a jumper, I'm not going to be Steph Curry in the gym. I got to get this right. Right. So same thing with the mind. You got to be able to practice of hearing to be like, okay, I'm in my head right now. This ain't, I don't believe that.
Yeah. Oneil, what do you do? What do you do in those moments when, entrepreneurship punches you in the fucking face, right? We all get punched in the face. And you don't feel good. You feel like shit. Just keeping it real, bro. You feel like, the world is coming against you, and it just ain't working for you. It's working for everybody else. People on Instagram, they got jets and planes, and you just, regular old you, and it just ain't working for you. What are some of the practices that you use? If you keeping it all the way 1,000, that help you get past those moments. What are you telling yourself?
Okay, so I had like one of the worst days ever in business, like 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I was doing that 75 a day hard challenge, right? There was a bad day, and I was like, man, fuck that. I need a drink. I ain't never got back on the challenge since, but
What happened? What happened? Bring us in. Bring us in. What happened?
so I got this private money lender that's real close to me. So the deal was kind of a tight deal, but it was gonna work anyway. The deal was we was gonna buy a house at 151, and we had no lie, at least 15 people wanted this house. We listed it. No, I put it on Zillow at 175.5. So they was gonna outbid each other part of the 179. So we got a 30 piece right there. We could make $30,000. All right. Mm-hmm. Private money lender was all good. I've been keeping them updated since we've been on the contract. I called him the night before saying, "Hey man, look, we're gonna close at, I think it was at 1:00. Everything good, everything cool. Got all the money set up. Called the title company. Yeah, we're gonna be there because it was in Baton Rouge, which is hours away. All right. Next morning, you want to follow up, make sure everything good. Call the lender. Hey, we good to see, just to see if everything good. Ain't got no calls, no answers. Ghosted us. Damn. So, that embarrassed me. That's embarrassing to the company. That's embarrassing at the title company. It got me looking bad. So, that was a bad day because I don't like shit like that.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't like relying on people. And second, I like to do good business with everybody. So now in that situation, that had me looking bad, my partner everybody looking bad. That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
Now they called the seller saying, we're gonna close it this time. And this guy had an apartment, paid his deposit and everything. He's ready to move. So the whole thing was horrible, right? So what I did, I was like, you know what I mean? It's part of the game. So, you know what I mean? You got to take your punches to the face and keep it pushing. I ain't messing with him no more. I ain't, we done.
Hey, no words.
We done.
It may be on site. It may be on site.
Hey,
it's a person.
Hey, he gonna fight you over the house, Oneil.
It's a person I know personally. Been knowing him. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro. And he ain't said nothing to you. He ain't said nothing to you since.
We still ain't talked.
Ah, bro.
He gonna say, why not? Oneil, what's up, bro?
Oh no, ain't none of that.
Ain't none of that.
That's over. That's over.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
So how do you get past that? What are you telling yourself in your mind to get past days like that?
I ain't gonna lie, though. That was a bad day, but I'm it's part of the game, man.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
What did you tell the seller? What did you tell the seller?
Shit. So we went another route. So I think we had 5-6 days of the contract. So we told the seller, man, our funding couldn't come through. We gotta push it out 2 weeks. So we had it listed on Zillow. So realtors was blowing my phone up. So what we did was we can't get our funding. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna still help you. We're still gonna sell this house. So what we're gonna do is have a few potential homeowners that want to buy this house come through. Of course, the realtors went in. I think what we did was pick the top 4 that had the best offers and the best terms. They went in. We told them, make sure y'all wear your masks. Only the buyers can go in. The agents got to stay outside to keep the conversation at a minimum. Because no shade to realtors. Realtors.
They're building the trash if they don't know what they're doing.
Man, they tell everybody what they do. Hey, I'm a realtor. Why are you selling this price? This house is so low because we priced it at a discount.
Yeah,
you know how they are.
Of course,
they they talk too much. So, bro, that fucked up the whole deal. It was a new realtor. A new realtor went in that bitch. It was like, they're selling your house for way undervalued, and a job as a realtor. A job as a realtor is to get you the most money for your house. They're doing you this service. So now this lady took our deal, and instead of making a 2.5% as a selling agent, she went up under our ass and went get the whole 6% because our contract expired that Friday. So we was gonna make sure we had a buyer, extend the contract, close the deal. She went in and fucked all that shit up.
So the next day,
huh?
You didn't have a memo on that property?
Man, me and Ty was talking about. I was like, man, we need to go. File a memorandum or whatever, so we can still get paid as a lien. They was like, man, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Because what happened was, all the buyers and shit went see it like on a Tuesday, dog. They went back the next day, ain't tell nobody. The realtor, the buyer, they just went meet with the seller. They having a whole conversation. They call us on the phone, on speaker, asking all kind of questions. It was like, I'm about to go walk in a meeting. I can't really talk right now. Because like, why are you calling me in front of the person, that we're working with? So, dog, it was bad.
Oh God, yeah.
So she just went behind us. She got the listing and she got both sides, the buyer and seller. I called her back the next day, no answer. I ain't never talked to her since.
Wow.
I say the snakes is in the grass.
Wow.
We just lost 20 fans, man. Really about 30, but you know what I mean. Just like that.
Yeah, you just got to dust the shoulder off, huh?
It is what it is. That's a lot of bands to brush off the shoulder, though, man. 30 of them. That's a lot of brushing, bro. Ooh. Yeah. I've seen it. I laugh because I've seen it. I work in this space. I know what it is.
That was a bad one, bro. That was a bad one.
Paperwork makes the paperwork, though, next time.
So, yeah, we was thinking about different ways to do it, but we was like, man, fuck, got less than 2 days left in the contract. It is what it is. Fuck it.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
yeah,
and that's the reality of what happens in this business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what goes with those 6-figure months. Yeah, you may have a 6-figure month, but you're gonna have that 30,000 that you're gonna miss because somebody gonna try to snake you, and that's why you get hardcore like me. And I wrap their ass up in that paperwork so cold to where it's like, listen, you're gonna have to come back and see me. You can't ghost me because you're gonna have to talk to me before that deal closes. You understand me? You understand what I'm saying? And if you ain't talking to me, you're gonna be talking to my fucking attorney. Either way to go, we're gonna conversate.
Hey, hit them horns. Hit them horns.
Either way it goes. Me and you, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here.
Yeah, yes, conversate and compensate.
Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Listen, do we have any questions in the chat? You know what I mean? Also, hit them likes. Make sure you hit the like, smash that like button. Yes,
appreciate it. Let me get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, hit them likes. We're trying to grow this thing. So,
and then now, if you can, put in the comments and let us know what y'all want to hear about. Exactly. Real estate wise, business wise, anything. And if y'all can, share this with a few people because y'all the people in the beginning. So we already know this shit gonna blow up in probably 6 months, probably less than 3 to 6 months. What I mean? It's gonna be nice. So y'all are the beginning. Y'all the new, fresh people.
Yeah.
Take advantage of them questions right now. Why it's small?
Yeah, for real. Hey Byron, also I want to go back. Let's go back to this 15,000. 15 bands after you quit. What was in your mind?
Wait, I got fired. I ain't quit. I got fired.
Got fired, and then you decided to drop 15 bands. Now tell me what female was around you, or what your mom told you, what your friends told you about this great decision you had to bet 15,000 on yourself after you got fired. What was people telling you after you made this decision?
So the only person I told was my mom, and she thought I was bad shit crazy.
Got you.
She told me, we didn't raise you to do that. You got a degree. You know what I'm saying? Why? And honestly, it really, it was broken down. The program, I came into a program that was, it was $12,500. It was a year program. It was a life coaching program because I remember listening to a guy named Willie Coley, and he talked about getting a life coach and how it changed his life. And I was curious, and I was going just to see if I could get me a life coach. But it was for a program to become a life coach. I'm like, why not? What I got to lose. And when they told me, I was so excited. The environment I just seen again, they was just like Jedi mindset, man. They mind was just. I was taught. I mean, when I tell you the first session, they broke me down so bad, bro. They told me that I was just like, what is this story you live in, Byron? Just had me just all like man. And I knew, okay.
Tell the truth. Did you cry?
Hey, low key though, he asked me one more time. Hey, low key, that hit so hard. I had to.
Yeah.
Every session, it was a group of 12 of us. Every session,
that's a good course right there.
4 people was crying, bro, because it was just releasing so much past that we had, you know, and that helped us. But I had and that same summer I took another program. It was called Landmark. Landmark was really actually. You heard of Landmark?
How much was
it? Landmark was the remaining 2,500.
Oh shit! So you just went dead broke on courses, basically.
I went dead broke, bro. But I wasn't looking for. For me, the thing was, here's the thing for me. It was I knew, and this is 100. When I got fired, the next day I was praying to God. I said, God, show me the worst, because if I can get through this, I know the success is on the line. Because every successful person talked about, like Byron said, homelessness, going, you know, saying being broke, doing this. And so it's funny when I tell my story now, it involved going broke, car repo, like that was my story. So I used to pray, and I was like, God, show me the worst, show me the worst, show me the worst. And
I did the same thing.
Man, I'm like, show me the worst. And the worst was I got my car repo. And guess who got my car at the repo?
Who?
Old lady.
Wow. What made her do that? What made her pick you and say, I'm a bet on you, bro? Tell the truth. Like what? You understand what I'm talking about? Because see, like, you got fired.
Yeah.
She believed in me from day one.
Wow.
I used to come to her house and tell her about investing. I was in telling her, you know, man, you make this much money, you need to get you a multi-family property. I was talking to this entrepreneur talking. She was like, man, most dudes, you know, it's common talk. Sports is, you know, entertainment. I was talking a different language.
Was she already in the entrepreneurial mindset too, or y'all? Wow.
No,
you coached her on it. You coached her on it.
She coached her. Some of that, I would say, but most of that, Charnice is a sponge. Like she absorbs stuff so, like she a phenom. Like how she turned into a boss, bro. Listen, when I tell you, no programs, no additional coaching.
Yeah,
100%. I think it was some people just a natural. You know, some people come on the field and a natural, just a raw talent.
Yeah,
she was able to adapt to it, and she was fearless. She fearless.
Where did that come from, though? Where did that come from?
I think her being she the baby girl. She the baby girl. Got a big brother. You know, big brother used to rough her up and stuff like that. So she had to stand her ground. And you know, she ain't scared of nothing. And the whole time, you know, even if she was scared, she would never tell you. She wasn't gonna tell you. She gonna approach it like a pro. And if we make a mistake, she gonna roll with the punch. And so yeah, she was the one that, you know, again, got that car. And after that, you know, when we stumbled across mobile home investing, like later, because mind you, this was 8 months down the line, then that's when I went dead broke. But then I maxed out my credit, because mind you, I spent that 15 G's and I was living off my credit cards. I had about 12,000 in credit.
Wow.
Maxed it on just my living expenses. It wasn't enough to keep my car.
Your credit went down too then.
Oh, bro, I was in a 508, bro.
Wow.
All for the sacrifice, but it all paid off, bro. Best investment I could ever in my life. Because I knew I could fix my credit. I knew I wasn't about to die. That's what most of y'all need to realize. Y'all not gonna die doing whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
Wow. Like,
the worst thing, you know, you end up losing everything. You know, go to somebody's house, but
that's amazing.
Yeah, my mama didn't. So if I needed to play,
we got a question, fellas. We got a question. So
I think that's a good question too.
Clarence said, "So why do something bad have to happen to us to push us forward?" And he says, "Why we have to suffer first, and why can't we mindfully just try to do better?" So, listen,
I got stuff on that.
You break it down. Go and put it out there.
Me myself, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I hate to bring spiritual in it, but I think God put us in a position to see how you act and how you handle yourself in the worst situations. So whenever you get in the better situations, that you're gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah.
So if you can handle yourself and you can get out of the worst times ever, you straight. You could be good once you hit, successfulness, because you know how it is at the bottom. And you go work a lot harder when you're at the bottom than you are if everything is just fed. If somebody just give you $1 million every 4 months, why work hard if you don't have to? So God put you in that position to make your ass build character to make you successful. You're never gonna just be successful and work hard if somebody is always giving you something. So that's why I think we always bottom or getting some shit and gotta figure out how we're gonna get out this shit. Because then you'll know when you build a new business, a new company, you're gonna know the steps that it took to build the first company or the first thing that you did. And you just do those same thing over and over. And that's how you have multiple successful companies, because you've been at the bottom and you figured it out and you built your way out of it.
Got to take the steps. You got to take the steps.
You gotta take the steps,
and I want to add to that. Listen, it's discipline too. A lot of times the first thing to go when you get hit in the face, right? When you get punched in the face, is you want to drop your discipline, right? You don't want to make that call no more. You don't want to go to the appointment no more. You don't want to do the necessities, right? You want to give yourself an excuse and you want to say, "Whoa, it's me." And the ability to maintain your discipline in those critical moments, you know what I'm saying, is everything. Because what you realize after you make it over that hump is that the hump that you thought was this big bad wolf wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that big of a deal. You thought it was a big deal, but it's like all you had to do was keep working. And by the time you look back on it, you like, yo, like you wasn't even shit. Like I was stressed out. I was losing sleep. And this wasn't even a big problem. This is a small problem.
No, that's a fact. And I
have a bigger problem.
Yeah, and like Oneil was saying, I look at it like you said, to get spiritual, you talk about the challenge of God. Consider, if you look at every great person, they had to go through something.
Yeah.
From athletes to from Jesus. Everybody to be great, you had to go something. Consider it's like the warrior story. A warrior just ain't going into war unprepared. He had to go through the worst. He had to get his ass kicked. He had to go through so much. Look at the movie. One of my favorite movies that day was 300. Ooh. And you see how the soldiers train from a kid to be ready for battle. And that's the same thing, right? You got to be ready for battle. And consider, once you go through them things, right, you ready. It's nothing else. Like you put on your armor. That put on that armor for you to be like, man, I've been through this already. This ain't shit. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
It's just like you're an athlete. You gotta go to practice every day to get better. It's the same.
And you gotta go when you sick, when you hurt, when you down, when your girl broke up with you. Like you gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my main term. We figure it out. Like whatever it is. Like I get hit with like news, right? So some of my employees that hit me with the worst news in the world sometimes. You know what I mean? And I be like, yo, like. I mean, what else is to do? I'm not finna sit on this phone and have a stress session with you. I'm not doing it. Because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to figure it out. Listen to me. It don't matter what it is, it don't matter what you throw at me. I'm just gonna be like, yo, I'm figuring this shit out. And by tomorrow, by next week, we're gonna have this behind us.
That's how I am.
And it ain't no accepting defeat. Ain't no bowing down and you know what I mean? I'm bro. You understand what I'm saying? I'm standing 10 toes on everything that got to do with my business, with my team, with my people. I'm 10 toes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That goes back to what you said earlier about how to get over a bad day off over the hump. Like figure it out. And then once I figure it out, you gotta keep on going. Exactly. That's how I approach everything. Like we're gonna figure it out.
Ain't no giving up. Ain't no softening up. Ain't no giving a pass. Nah, fuck that. I'm fighting. You understand what I'm saying? Like so for me, that's how I get past a little bit of everything, man. I kind of got a warrior spirit. Just that's one thing that I feel like God blessed me with was a true 100% authentic warrior spirit. I will fight your ass off a cliff. hey, and losing and still fighting. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
Yeah, facts. Get a punch in.
Oh yeah, my punch is going in. You feel me? I die before I fold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That's one gift I feel like God blessed me with. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you know, and sometimes that has helped me tremendously in business. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing for sure I can tell you is Byron ain't finna quit and Byron ain't finna fold. You can ask anybody, you can go down my history, my records. Two things, he ain't quitting and he ain't folding. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Right.
You know,
I love it.
yeah. But look here, man, fellas, we are over. We actually went over a little bit, 5 minutes, which I'm grateful for. Do we have any last minute questions before we head out?
Sign up.
Yes, indeed.
And we appreciate y'all in the
Yes,
chat
indeed.
box.
Yes,
We
indeed.
love to engage.
And if you don't
We
mind,
love
hit
to
that
engage.
like button. Hit that like button. That adds a lot of value to what we doing, and it don't take that much from you. Yes, indeed. I appreciate whoever that was that hit that just like right now. You are
And it's
truly my
free.
friend. Truly my friend. I like you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so if we don't have any other questions, we're gonna get ready to head out. Any closing remarks? Oneil.
You know, if anybody want to do something, change your mindset, get around the right people, read books, podcasts, start changing the small things, and as a later change the big things. All right, let me see. How do I start in real estate with little money? I started in real estate, my business with $63. So if you ain't got $63, $100, come on, man, go find that money.
Yeah.
So they got free leads out there. They got leads on Zillow. They got leads on Driving for Dollars. They got for rent signs. They got rent section8.com. That's a whole bunch of landlords. They might be buyers or they might be motivated sellers. They got leads everywhere. They got newspapers that's got for rent ads in it. You know what I mean? So if you have no money, you probably got to start with wholesaler, or you get with somebody that has money. You bring all the deals. They fund the deals. Y'all become partners. Y'all might be 80-20 because, again, you ain't got no money, but you got time. So
I'm
you got to.
I'm finna say something controversial, though. I'm finna say
go ahead.
Honestly, and this probably finna throw a lot of people out. I honestly believe in real estate, it's easier to start with no money than it is with money. Listen to me.
You're gonna hustle
again. I'm gonna say that again. Listen to me real deep. It's easier, Javon, in this business as a real estate entrepreneur to start with no money than it is with money. Let me explain why. When you have money, right, now you got to allocate resources. You have to maintain resources. You have to multiply resources. And the way your business function is completely different. When you don't have money, all you have is hustle, right? And literally, your first couple of deals are damn near pure profit. When you start making money, right, and your business, in order to scale a business, you have to spend more money and you have to maintain more money. Because a lot of people think, okay, Byron, they do 6-figure months, right? So that, but what they don't realize is in order to make a 6-figure month, you feel me? You got a 5-figure bill. You got a 5-figure bill that go with your 6-figure month. You feel me? Maintaining and nurturing that 5-figure bill that come with that 6-figure month.
Them bills ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere. So I always preface by saying the good thing about when I was by myself, I was profiting crazy. I have never profited as much as I did as a solopreneur before than I did as an entrepreneur now, where you gotta
feed people.
I gotta feed
you gotta
people.
Insurance.
Exactly. When it was just me, when I made that 10,000, that 20,000, that 30,000, that was all me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely say that
stay as lean as possible for as long as possible.
Exactly. Somebody you want to answer that, Byron?
I'll be real quick with it. You got to learn how to add value, right? And what does adding value mean? Being a valuable piece, right? If you, like, for example, you on here on a real estate, you on a real estate podcast, and if you look at the last one, Oneil dropped gems, Byron dropped gems, and so if you're valuable and you know what you're doing, somebody be willing to take a chance on you because you're willing to do the work and you hungry, right? And so when you got little money, if I'm an investor and I'm like, yo, Javon, you know what, he pretty valuable. I can use him and he can make some money. That's when you can become a tool, and now you can make money off of that, right? Whether it's, again, wholesaling or whatever, bird dog, whatever that look like, all the strategies. But if you can add value to the marketplace, to investors, man, trust me, you can definitely, that's how you start with little money.
Yeah, and then Richard says, so what are your guys' perspective on the market in the next 6 months? Oh man, you know what? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I personally think in the next 6 months for real estate investors specifically, especially if you dabble into the wholesale, if you dabble into subject to creative finance, if you dabble into mobile home investment, I think it will probably be one of the best times to get into the business in a long, like, it's gonna be a major wealth transfer in this business in the next 6 months, 6 to 12
about
months.
a year.
Yeah. I say probably about a year. It's gonna be when it really hit critical mass, when it's gonna be millionaires. You're gonna literally hear about millionaires made in real estate. You're gonna hear all about it on social media. You're gonna log into my social media. I'm gonna be telling you about all the millions that I made. I'm just being real. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't care what the media says. Don't listen to the media. I'm out here in these real streets. I'm out here really doing the business. I really believe it's gonna be a major wealth transfer that takes place in the next 6 to 12 months, maybe even 24 months. It's gonna be crazy.
What I heard, that's what I heard. They said 2021 gonna be worse than 2008. They said right now they got $7 billion of rent owed to landlords, and the numbers that people miss mortgage payments 60 days late is the highest it's ever been in history. So you do the math. So like Byron said, probably 12 to 18 months is gonna be the worst times ever, because some states take a little while longer to do foreclosures and things like that. So every state is different. Everybody runs their every mortgage company is different. They got people that have been under foreclosure for 6 years in some states. So, it's all different everywhere. So, in the next 12 to 18 months, you got to really educate yourself on a lot of creative strategies, wholesaling, how to capture these deals with no money, how to help these people in these situations. Stack your bread up to catch people back up on their payments so you can take over their mortgage. Just learn the game, man. If you got to, spend the money, because you elevate a lot faster than try to figure it all out on YouTube.
No doubt. Did you want to add anything to that before we head out, Byron?
No, because I got to jump on a live where Ramon took in the next 3 minutes.
Well, that'll work. Well, definitely. We will be signing off, you guys. Make sure y'all check me out on Byron Invest if you got any questions on my IG. Our IGs are all listed below. Make sure if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on IG. We're gonna be there, and you can leave comments down here. We're gonna respond to those too. So make sure you like, subscribe, and we're gonna see you next week. You know what I'm saying?
Praise be.